I'm Kai Lohmann's #1 fan. My name's Jake, and I'm also his brother. How's his makeup looking? Just tell him if he doesn't look good. Beautiful. Oh, that's cool. This is the St. Pat's jersey Jake wore in the Herald Sun Shield. So number 4 is the captain always of St. Pat's for us, and Jake was captain. It was pretty cool seeing him up on the pedestal when you're a young fella, year 9. You always look up to those guys playing in the first, and yeah, I was pretty proud of him that time, and I told all the boys that. The jumper, yeah, represents brotherhood, but also just symbolises so much more as well. It symbolises courage, resilience, a boldness to make a move, and that's what Mum did for us 2 boys to go to Ballarat. Yeah, it means more than just a jumper for me. Kai as a kid, where do I start? You talk about authenticity, an individual. Kai was that. You know, he's MC at a wedding when he was 8 years old, like in front of 150 adults. He was big mouth, smart aleck, cheeky as they come, but just had a bigger personality, and people definitely naturally sort of gravitated towards Kai in that setting. What I love most about Kai is he stood up for what he believed in, never took a backward step. He had the swagger as well to back it up, but he always spoke his mind. Yeah, it's pretty funny to hear that when you say that, but yeah, I am pretty strong in what I believe in. I'm pretty stubborn. Yeah, a bit like him, we're both pretty stubborn. Yeah, there's a lot of punch-ons in the backyard. Yeah, we used to play basketball, cricket, footy for hours. Mum always had to pull us inside, and she'd come out screaming because we were fighting each other, and I always won, so yeah, Jake was always hurt, but yeah, nah, I don't reckon I've ever beat him. Living in Maryborough, wouldn't change it for the world. There was a place of a lot of great memories, a lot of great people. You know, it's where Kai and I have sort of built our foundation for the love of sport. And then, yeah, the monumental move to Ballarat. It was a move of courage and boldness and taking a risk and really stepping outside our comfort zone as a family. Mum being a single parent with both us boys, Dad staying behind in Maryborough. I don't think people also understand sometimes our journey that we had to go through as young people to get to where we have today. Mum obviously made a big decision for us to come over, and yeah, some of my best mates are there now, and it's always fun going back there and seeing them lads and seeing all the people that helped me get there and all the past coaches and stuff. So yeah, it's a good place. Kai also had a deep love for everything that he touched, and he changed sports and changed what he wanted to be, like his jocks. And whenever he had his mind set on anything, he wanted to be the best, and he had an obsession over it, and that's probably what has led him to be so successful at what he is now. Yeah, I think I've got a very obsessive personality. One week might have been playing basketball or cycling for the Tour de France. So just had so much obsessions growing up. But yeah, I'm obsessed with footy, and that's sort of what I stuck with. And I loved Essendon. Essendon was always my team, but I loved players. So like I'd be obsessed with Cyril Rioli and guys like this, and I just get really attached to watching them and critiquing them and seeing what they do, and wanting to do it on the weekends, take hangers and kick goals on the boundary line. So yeah, it is true. Didn't really have many numbers at Maryborough, so Kai got to play an under-12s as an 8-year-old, which was pretty rare. That's when I sort of knew that, yeah, Kai was going to be pretty special at 8, 9 years old. We've got to play in a grand final with each other, under-14s, which is one of my still favourite memories of football ever. It's cool. I always felt inside me that he was going to play AFL footy from a young age, and then when he got to about 15, 16, he started to put the hard work with the talent, and that was just a recipe for success. But yeah, I just love kicking goals and trying to take big marks, and still try to do that. So I haven't changed too much. Some of those times are the best memories, especially not only for us, but for Mum and Pop and people like that. So yeah, they're pretty cool to look back on. Seeing him run out in the AFL Grand Final, it almost felt like our souls were tied that game, and I'll say it on my heart that it almost felt like I was playing out there as well, as weird as that sounds. But you know, it's obviously been my dream as a kid as well, but if it was out of myself or Kai to play for footy, I'd be choosing Kai every single day, no matter what. And it still gets me a little emotional, the AFL Grand Final day, to be honest. It was one of the best days of my life. Oh, tongue's out too much. That's a cool moment. Yeah, we're both carrying on. Bloody hell. Yeah, that was a pretty special moment. I remember just running up and hugging you. Yeah. And you were crying, obviously. It's funny how we're pretty much in sync, tongue out, wooing at the same time. Yeah, that's a cool moment. I remember obviously you running around the ground, and then you saw us, and then it was a pretty nice moment. and put the medal around my neck. That was pretty nice for you to do that in that moment, feeling, all types of emotions, euphoric, just celebrating.
It was just a cool moment because I knew that we went through a lot of stuff to get there and
Taking it all in too.
for both of us pretty much.
Yeah. Life's all about making memories, and I just want to make as many memories with guys as possible. And
Nice, bro.
Thanks, mate. But it's important he stays true to himself, and he has, which I'm proud of as a big brother.
I'm Kai Lohmann.
And Jake is my #1 fan.